Ladies and gentlemen, your hosts, Michael Wilkes, Angel Ortiz, Dr. Chad, and Sam La Cavera. Go check out beardedbrowns.com and be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Enjoy the show.
What is up, everybody? Wonderful Tuesday night. It is steamy hot outside finally. No rain, no change of weather. My sinuses are flaring up. Other than that, it's been a great day. How about you, Mike?
I don't like the steamy hot. I'm good on that. I'm cool with like 65, man. Let me there. I'm cool with that.
I'm good. I'm in Florida mode. Next week I'll be in Florida at Disney with my 3 kids chasing my 1-year-old around, and it's going to be exhausting. So I'm kind of chilling this week leading up to that. So we have a big announcement coming up after we got a couple of guests, but after our guests, we have a pretty cool announcement for next week's show. If you guys want to stay tuned for that. Real quick, Mike, anything Browns related you want to talk about before we jump into our guests tonight?
Nothing, man. I'm excited to get on to this right now.
Who cares about the Browns when we have something more important to talk about than a quarterback battle or who's going to start at center, right? Like we don't care about that. I can wait another week. Either way.
I'm sure we're all over the quarterback battle talk for now, right?
Yeah. At least
Draft is over. That man, season's moving along quick.
Yeah, OTAs is starting next week though. That's Miles is not going to be there. I'm sure that's going to be a debate all week when I'm in Florida.
Yeah, that's Miles' thing. But if you guys go to beardedbrowns.com, I did put a countdown for the season to start up on the website. Check it out. It's kind of cool. You know exactly how many days until we win or lose, right?
I mean, they'll be in Florida, so we'll find out. Playing the Jacksonville Jaguars, just how ready Todd Monken is going to have this team. We're going to find out who's the starting quarterback here soon. Hopefully, he's not going to drag that out like Kevin Stefanski did. We're going to find out if Casey Concepcion can actually catch a ball, and Jerry Jeudy if he learned to still catch a ball after being in the league for a couple more years. But
yeah, we'll see.
It's going to be fun. We're going to see. But let's transition now, guys. We have special guests tonight. Mike, if you want to play the video, then I'll do the intro. Tonight, we have 2 guests that are a part of a local story that has been put into a documentary. Back in the early 2000s, the Benedictine High School football team captured the hearts of Northeast Ohio. They experienced an absolute highest of highs by winning a championship. Along that road, they created a legend within their midst. And in that formed a local legend, an unmanageable, but in the midst of all that, an unmanageable tragedy that shattered a community and changed the lives forever. Now that story is being told in a raw, powerful documentary called Mr. Football. Joining us today on the Bearded Browns podcast to talk about this film are 2 men who actually lived it. First, former Benedictine player who stepped behind the camera to co-direct and produce this incredible film, Jim McCarthy Jr., and sitting right beside him is the man who was the offensive engine, the legend of the team, the 2003 Mr. Football himself, Ray Williams. Welcome to the show, guys.
How you doing?
Good,
Hey,
good.
guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys.
What is
Yeah,
up, gentlemen? You guys make it so very easy to talk about this documentary, by the way, just to put that out there. I wanted to touch on that first and foremost.
Yeah, this documentary is, if you have not seen it yet, it's Mr. Football. I got it on Prime. Mike, you saw it on Prime also?
No, I
Prime
got it on Apple TV.
Oh, Apple TV. It's got some good options here to watch. Watched it on Saturday or late Sunday morning or 1 a.m. But they're here today to talk about that documentary. Before we get into that, guys, I kind of want to know some Browns questions real quick. What do you guys think of this past draft from Andrew Berry?
I'll let Jim go first. Look, I mean, I think the Browns put together, one of, if not the best draft last year. And I think, time will tell, but I think Andrew Berry has a really good chance of doing it again. I'm a big fan of every pick. I like how they moved back, and I think they made every pick matter. So time will tell, but I'm excited. I'm gonna start off by saying I'm a true Browns fan, so I've been watching for as long as we can think of. The way we did what we did this year, I was so happy with Andrew Berry, how he traded and got the extra pick for us to get another receiver, and he still got our alignment that we needed. I feel like he getting into his groove, so he knows what our team need, and he doing the right things. It's just that now the coaching staff and everybody else got to get on the right page, and I think we can make some noise, man.
Andrew Berry does that to you. I'm sorry, Angel. He brings out that trade, and everybody's like, "No, why are you doing this right now, dude? Why now?" And then completely redeems himself.
Sorry. Yeah, if you're a football guy and you know what's going on, you'd be like, "Why right now?" Because you want this person. But then when you think about it, we got an extra pick out of it, and we still end up getting our lineman that we really wanted. So we benefited out of it. And we need receivers right now. So that was big. We got two top guys that should come in here and help our program. With Todd Monkey being the head coach, I feel like we in good hands right now.
Speaking of receivers, what do you guys think of the quarterback situation? Who do you think will start? And I think there's two types of conversation that should be going on. One, who should start, and who is going to start.
I can tell by those smiles you guys disagree with each other, don't you?
We never really talked about this yet, honestly.
Oh.
So, well, I'll say, so both of us have become really close with Bernie. So I'm kind of laughing because this is sort of, this came up the other night, just we were out to dinner or whatever, just we were talking about it. And, we were going back and forth, and I mean, I think Deshaun's going to start. I strongly think he's going to start. They spent the money on him. They have the investment. They gotta give him a shot. But I mean, look, it's the Cleveland Browns. We're going to have at least 2 to 3 quarterbacks this season.
Maybe 5.
I think what Andrew Berry did last year, it was almost like they brought Flacco in for like an extended preseason, and then kind of see where you're at after 4 weeks. And that's what him and I, that's what maybe where I was smiling is where we argued a little bit. Or I said, look, like this is a brand new offense. Either way you look at it, this is a brand new offense. And him and I both know better than anybody, when you're installing a brand new offense, you don't have an identity. It's going to take a good 4 weeks for them to put some momentum together. So I think us as Browns fans, in my opinion, we just need to have that expectation that it's going to take a good 4 weeks for this to gel, and we need to give it a little time, and then hopefully the defense can keep us in there, and they can make some improvement after week 4, week 5. because he was already saying the keyword by Sunday of draft Sunday. So that's why I was trying to level set his expectations just a little bit.
Playoffs.
I'm gonna piggyback on what he said about Deshaun Watson being the starter. But me personally, I feel like with Ty Muckett coming in, yeah, it takes time for an offense to gel. But we got a lot of hungry guys with that whole new line. Everybody want to come in and prove themselves. Everybody want to play. You playing for the Browns. So you get here and you got a new coach, you got a new system, everything going on. I don't think he's going to put us in situations where we can't be successful. So, yes, the offense is going to look like it's buttering that time because we may get 3 and out, but that's football. So, and I just think that these guys are so hungry for what we got going on here in Cleveland that they going to learn whatever Monkey is putting out and do it to their top ability because they want to be great. They want to do something here in Cleveland. Who don't want to put their name on something here in Cleveland? This is the prime place where you can put your name on something for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So we got just all these new linemen that's coming in here and they hungry to block for the running back. They're hungry to block for the quarterbacks. And then you got a whole new receivers with our old receivers that's ready to do things. And then we already know our defense is great. So I think that it's just going to be a shocking year for everybody.
What's funny is with you in the backfield, you're not used to too many 3 and outs.
No, I'm not. Not used to it. But
He wasn't happy if we did. I'll tell you that.
But watching the NFL and how things go in the NFL, you've had 3 and outs. Everybody do. So we're going to have those, and we might have them in the beginning because of something. But I don't think that it's going to mess up what them guys trying to put together in that locker room.
Yeah, I agree. Vegas has us at under 6.5 wins. So when people say the playoff word, I kind of
That's
like
what I'm saying. So all that, we the Browns. So nobody expect us to do nothing. At the end of the day, everybody think that we just gonna lose. So people come here and they want to come here. Them linemen want to come here. So that's a great thing to have linemen that want to come here. And then the first thing they say when they get in the locker room is they can't wait to block and do certain things for guys that they know that they was coming here to get for. That's huge. What I see as a running back, when Junkins met his lineman and they telling him that they can't wait to block for him, you know how huge that is as a running back?
makes you excited
They
now.
out here and they really producing and trying to do things. Your eyes it get real big for you as a running back. This could be a hell of a year for me. If I got guys that's willing to lay it out, that's willing to really do this, and they come here for this, that's big, I think.
Yeah, it's a good perspective from a former player having a line that wants to come here and play. They're excited to play.
Come back and prove himself after all his allegations, but people are still forgetting when he played, he was 5-1. He was 5-1. If y'all go back and look at it, when he played, he was 5-1. So he didn't have a 200-yard passing games, but we won games. He broke his back against Baltimore, down 12 or 13 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
that was big.
A lot of people forget about that. Yeah, a lot of people are forgetting
about all that. They don't. They just. Oh, he didn't have 200-yard passing games. He didn't throw for 1 touchdown. We won games. He was 5-1, and it was his record. So he played the big bucks. So he's gonna start, and then he want to show that he can do this thing again. I believe. I don't think he want to go out as a shoulda, coulda, woulda after everything that happened to him. So I think he want to get back in here and show that he can do what he do. But if something happened to him, then we got Shador that's learning and ready to do the same thing. And then we also just got that rookie guy. That's pretty good.
Jalen Green.
Yeah, that's running the 4-2.
Yeah, the one thing I want to say before we close the Browns discussion is, and going back to Andrew Berry, I think it's clear that they've put it up. They've injected a lot of talent in the last two years. That's clear. And what I'll say, and I think Ray can be a testament to this too. We've been around some of these guys. They're a good group of guys. Like, they care about each other. There's a culture there now where these are good guys that really like love each other and look out for each other. So you're going to start, I really think you're going to start to see that translate on the field now.
I think our biggest thing was getting rid of that head coach who we got rid of. And it's coming out with all the guys that's been playing with him. And they come out and saying how he handled things. I don't need to say his name, but our old coach. I think since we got him out the locker room and the guys is about to start gelling, and now we got a guy that we can believe in and going to put us in great positions. I think it's going to be sky's the limit for them guys.
Yeah.
Honestly. We say this every year. Next year, the Browns going to do this. Next year. I just feel different about this year because Monken, he proven and he for his players. And you can see that now with everything in the clip that's come out. He's about his players.
Yeah, he is. Speaking of being about your players, this documentary highlights a couple of players that we want to highlight and talk about. But before we get into specifics, Jim, you being the co-director / producer, my first question would be how did this idea or this thought come about?
Yeah, sure. So the ending or the last maybe act of the film takes place in my senior year, and as that season is playing out, Friday Night Lights came out with Billy Bob Thornton, and there was a group of us on the team that went and saw that movie, and and it's supposed to show these high school kids dealing with these big time pressures, big stage, all these adult things. And it was, really good movie. It turned into a TV show that, went on for 8 to 10 seasons, I believe. But I just remember the feeling of us walking out of that movie, and it was just like, it was almost like dead silence in the car. And our story is still playing out at the time. And we just were looking at each other like, man, people think that's like crazy, adult things, big pressure. Man, they gotta hear our story. And so that's where it sort of ignited. And I think, we didn't have control of how our story was being told in the media. And we knew it wasn't being told the right way. That there were a lot of facts that were left out. There were a lot of facts that were twisted, and they were taking pot shots at high school and 16, 15, 16, 17-year-old kids that just lost their friend and teammate, So there was just this feeling in, my gut, and I think, my teammates' gut, that one day we were going to have our chance to really tell the true side, the full story. And we felt like it needed to be told, not just for us, but really it has a lot of messages that we feel everyone needs to hear, especially in this day and age.
Yeah. Ray, was it hard for you when you started the process to relive moments that the word that my wife, she's a therapist, would use is triggered, that would trigger feelings? I don't want to get too much into depth of it because I would love people to watch the documentary. But when things start to happen and it's out of your control, and then now you're reliving these moments through questions and you're explaining how you feel, did you find yourself being triggered in those moments of having those feelings back?
Yeah, of course. Especially in the beginning. We first started shooting, talking about it, and actually having to go back over there where it happened and show them what took place. So I just felt like it was time for us to put it out there. And plus what I was doing at the time, coaching kids and seeing what's going on in our area and all these kids getting in trouble, I needed to show them what I've been through and how easy it is for you to get roped up in some things and your whole life change. So I think it was about timing and where I was at in my life that made it easier for me to get through it and make sure that it was a complete situation.
As a filmmaker and a friend, how did you find the balance between honoring Lorenzo Hunter's memory and documenting like the harsh reality of everything? Because like you said, like there's two sides to the story. Like this side of the story that was tragic, you needed to tell because that was probably the catalyst part of everything that happened. But you also had to balance the truth because you said a couple minutes ago that there were stories being put out there. And I vaguely remember as I was watching, there were terminologies used to describe the school. And I vaguely remember that on the news. And it actually triggered some memories back of like, wow, man, that's pretty crazy. And how, as a viewer of the news, I was like, dang, that's a bad school. When I have kids, I'm never taking my kids to that school type of thing. But it was refreshing to see from the viewer of the documentary that you painted this picture of like, no, this is the reality. So how did you balance those two?
I mean, it kind of was easy to praise Lorenzo. That was my little brother. So when it came to talking about that, it was kind of easy to do. But the tragedy of it all was where the problem came in at, or, you know, reliving that whole situation is where it came in. And we had to step back and take my time with certain things and walk away from certain things because, you know, tear jerkers, or you might start crying or whatever the case may be. But I mean, we got through it. And like I said, I feel like he be always with me. So when I go through those situations, I just feel like he talking to me or he's saying something to me to keep me strong or to get through it. So it was cool.
How did you handle that balance, Jim, of, you know, being sensitive to not want to, man, maybe you guys had an agreement, like you guys told us nothing's off limits, but as a friend, I'm sure you didn't want to push too hard, but you did want, like, as a director, you do want raw, genuine emotion. You don't want like a robot, hey, I did this, you know. How did you balance that as a director?
Yeah. Well, I think first and foremost, I'll say this movie doesn't happen if it weren't for Lorenzo. Like, he was the number one driving force for really thinking about this fairly intensely for 21 years and finally, you know, making the movie. You know, he was number one in our heart the whole time throughout this process, and we really felt like we were talking to him throughout it, like really like having this conversation with him, like, how should we approach this? How, you know, how would you feel about this? But really just more so like just wanting him to be proud of it. And I think, for, you know, a big thing from as a filmmaker early on, I realized that I needed to take over the interviews, and I needed to be the one that asked the questions and, you know, kind of decided where that interview and that shoot needed to go. And it allowed me, I think, to sort of feel my way through it, right? And just kind of, because I was still, you know, this story, guys, had never been told before. Myself being so close to it, I knew maybe 70% of it, maybe at best. So I was still learning things, you know, as we're shooting. So I think for me, what was off limits was, Lorenzo's family, trying to be very respectful to, you know, his family, and kind of really just not wanting to bring them into it, if that may, even like bringing them into the story, because as big of a tragedy as that was for us, and you know, still to this day, there's not a day that goes by that either one of us don't think about it. You know, can't even imagine what that has been like for the Hunter family, and continues to be to this day. So we wanted to respect the family as much as possible, but you know, the heart of Lorenzo is what is the theme and sort of legacy of this film. So just keeping true to him, and you know, what would make him proud is really what we you know, kept in our heart kind of as we went along, and just kind of followed that next shoot just to kind of see where we were going next.
Kind of made it easy when you're trying to do something to make somebody proud. When you're trying to fight all the demons that's going through you, you still gotta fight through that to try to make him proud. When you think of him, so it's easier for you to get through it, I feel like. And I think that he started feeling that way too.
Yeah, and I just also want to add too is, you know, we felt like it was important that we don't look at it like it's any one person's fault, right? Like this was a group of kids that this sort of circumstance, this perfect recipe of circumstances played out this day. And these was just a group of good, genuinely good kids. Like we were not doing that stuff on the weekends. We were at school most of the time. So this was just a set of circumstances where a bunch of kids made some really bad decisions, and it led to one of the worst nights of any of us have ever experienced. So, you know, as far as Lorenzo goes, we don't look like it was Lorenzo's fault, or, you know, we didn't want it to be portrayed that way. We hope people walk away with it just, you know, understanding that this was just a group of kids. This could have been in any street, anywhere in Cleveland, greater Cleveland area. It could have, you know, one bad decision. Yeah. This could have happened anywhere. I mean, obviously where it happened, you know, there's a higher risk factor, but we wanted people to walk away with feeling like, ooh, this could happen on my street.
And with that being said, I know it's not easy to lose a friend and a teammate. That's probably the worst thing you guys have had to deal with in your entire life. I can only imagine, especially after watching the documentary. Building that documentary and reliving all those moments and in memory of him, did that kind of put another chapter in your healing process for everything to move forward?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, you know, for us, it was like an open wound that kind of scarred over. We never had any real healing from this whatsoever. So that once again, another big driving force behind why we wanted to do it. And as we started to shoot, we started to realize, like, wow, like it's not just healing for us, but it's healing for every single person that had anything remotely to do with this, because none of us ever had a chance to really remotely start to heal from this, because we had two, you know, Ray and John Huddleston, you know, go on trial for murder, and John Huddleston's two brothers are still at school with us. Yeah. You know, they're on the football team. They're our brothers. Like, so you don't want to be bringing that up while, you know, we're starting a season, their brother's on trial. So we had to go to school and act the best way we could that this wasn't happening. So, and then it just snowballed, you know, the years after that. None of us, until the five of us sat down to talk about making this movie, it was the first time the full story was starting to be told, even amongst the five of us.
So you start to hear the real, the true, the what you said, 70% or the 30%. When you start to hear the full story I'm assuming as a director, you have a good imagination. Um, how was what was the feeling like when you are being told the things you didn't know? Like, how did you start to feel and process that as a director?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Because I mean, I say that because not like if you were a normal director that someone pitched this idea to you, that director is separated from the story. I think part of what's cool about this story for me is that the person that is help telling the story lived it. So, and then one of the questions where on my list was you answered it. It was I was going to ask, did you know everything that was going on? And now that this was brought to your attention in that moment, how did you, because you handled this emotionally for years here in this version of the story. Now you're getting a different layer. So was there another healing process of
Yeah,
truth that came in that you had to deal with?
yeah, great question. I've never told anybody this, to be honest with you. Every shoot, I would be driving home from it, and half of my heart was broken, and the other half of my heart was excited because I knew how special this was going to be. And so just like really most of those drives were just dead silence, reflecting on what the last 3 hours of that interview, particular interview was. And like I said, just this real crazy, it's hard to explain, feeling of, like I said, half of my heart's broken and I'm almost mourning something, or trying to heal from a lot of horrible things that just had been talked about. But then also, like I said, the filmmaker in me and the guy that really wanted this for my teammates and, for Lorenzo, it was then excited. So it was unlike anything I've ever experienced before. And I'm glad I did it, but I'm not sure that's an experience I ever want to probably go through again.
And that's great. I mean, with the years of animosity that was pushed your guys' way, this film explains
Mm.
every vivid detail to a T. And it's one of those breathtaking moments in life where you feel like you're so captivated into this movie, you feel like you're in it. It's insane. But
Thank you.
how is that something that you guys? I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
No, go ahead. No, I was gonna probably jump to a different question, but go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're good. You're good.
No, you spoke of how in the documentary you guys highlighted going back to school, and you highlighted it a couple minutes ago, while the trial's still going on, while the brothers are still at school, and you said that there was a lot of just hate, animosity, words, judgmental thoughts and looks. How hard was it? Not because you guys continue to even play football, right? Like the team still played football, and you guys had a magical season that year. You guys used that as fuel. Um, as a person who is living that out, and your best friends in trial, um, how did you find the strength to get up and endure that every day?
Yeah. You know, um, it was really important to me, the filmmaker in me, that we wanted to make Benedictine almost a character in the film, and
Yeah,
I hope that translates for you
it
guys.
did. Yeah, it did.
And so we put a lot of time and effort and strategy into really making sure that that character was built, with as far as Benedictine goes, and um, the reason why I say that is because that's really what got us through it. Um, for those that don't know, Benedictine is it's celebrating its 100th year actually this year. It's got a small monastery on its campus. So there's monks and priests that live there on campus. It's a beautiful campus, actually the highest point of downtown Cleveland, which I don't think a lot of people know that. Just an absolute gorgeous view. And it's just a really special place with a tremendous history. And the brotherhood that we built day one, getting into that school, coming from just, it was like I like to say back then, it's not like that today, but back then it almost felt like we were the land of misfit toys, just from a bunch of different places all over Cleveland. And day one, we just built this brotherhood, and that's really the legacy of Benedictine, is prayer and work. That's the motto of the Benedictine monks, is ora et labora, prayer and work. And so, you know, our brother just died, and our two other brothers are on trial for murder, and the most horrible things are being said about them. There was no thought, you know. It was, you got to get up and you got to prove to, you know, in our 15, 16, 17-year-old minds, prove to the world that that's not who we are. That's not who our friends were. And really the only way we were able to do it was on the football field that following season.
I like how you said that too, of building back the reputation of the school that, you know, got you guys to where you were. That is great. I know that is a great school. I almost went there. So it is.
And guys, we're talking about, you know, just today, Rich Paul, one of the, might be the most powerful agent in the world. The Russo brothers, they're about to come out with, you know, probably going to be the biggest blockbuster movie of all time, you know, next year, or might be this year, with the next Avengers movie. You know, the front office, Tom Moriarty, he's a high up front office of the Ravens, won 2 Super Bowls, very influential with those Super Bowls. I could go on and on. So for such a small little school, for it to produce these types of men, there's a reason. And so we wanted to make sure that you know, that carried through the end of the movie, of how did these kids do this. And looking back on it, it's hard for me to still, how did we do that? I don't know. It was just, we went into that fight or flight mode of, this is our brotherhood. This is what we do. We stand up and we have each other's back. And that was the only answer.
Ray, before all this happened, you were cutting people up on the field, man. You were slicing, dicing. You were obviously Mr. Football. You won the award. What pressure did you feel? Because at first, like, no one knew you were going to be Mr. Football, right? So that first year you get in the field, how was that feeling like as a player? Knowing that I do believe, from what I got out of the documentary, you were kind of scouted a little bit, and they wanted you to go there. You're there, and you have the opportunity to be there.
He was one of the top. Sorry to cut you off. He was definitely a top recruit in the country for sure.
So you're there, first time getting the ball. Was there any nerves? Was there excitement? Like, take me back to the days where you were Dolphins.
It wasn't no nerve, because I love football, so I was doing it all my life, like as a kid. When I got to high school, they kind of told me it was going to be different than what I was playing, because it's older, of course. When I got there, I felt like it wasn't too much different. It was a little faster. Guys was a little bigger and stronger, because it wasn't no weight. From where I came from, we had weight. So that was the only difference. But I just love playing football. So I didn't really even know what I was doing to be making up Mr. Football. I just was playing football, honestly. Just scoring and doing what I do. And then I didn't even know nothing about no Mr. Football award, to be completely honest with you. My junior year, I didn't know nothing about that. Then they came to me and told me that I could get that award. So, of course, I want it now, because what I'm doing. So I didn't get it my junior year, but I was able to get it my senior year, because I put the more work in to make sure I got it. But football for me was just like an outlet of what I liked to do. So it was fun. And it was no pressure. Only time it was pressure when we was in the playoffs and stuff like that, and I had to.
That snow game.
But there's a cool little backstory to that, and it's way better for Ray to tell it. Is him and his best friend were going back and forth every week of him winning Mr. Football, and his best friend ended up being number 2, runner up to him, and I'll let you tell that story.
Yeah, Ted Ginn Jr.
Yeah, you guys know Ted Ginn, right? We all know Ted Ginn Jr.
The Ohio State.
It was that's where I got the fun out of it, because he would call me over there at Gunville. They played at 3:00, so it was early games where he had scored 5 or 7 touchdowns. And it's the same. I play on Friday night, so I come back and do that or do a little better. He be, man, leave me alone. But we both in the paper. We both going to all the paper events. We doing it every week, so it was just like competition, because me and him went to the All-American game in San Antonio together. So it was just fun for us to do it, and we should have probably went to college together and everything else, but unfortunately it didn't work out like that.
You know, it seems like he played football for the love of the sport, and that's the number one thing, and that's missing in a lot of today's society in the football world of things. So
with NIL, people getting paid, they're jumping ship.
It's completely different world than when I came up to today.
Do you have a favorite either game or moment when you were on the field?
Winning the championship was my favorite moment.
That run right there.
See that smile on my face? I was so happy that we won that championship, because I lost my junior year. So when we got there my senior year, it was no ifs, ands, or buts about losing.
I'll tell you the real reason real quick I didn't go to Benedictine. It's the Bengals, and I can't do it. Okay.
So if it was the Benedictine Browns, you would have signed up all day, but because they were the Bengals, you didn't want.
Yep, Benedictine Bengals. My only. Nope, couldn't do it, Grandpa. Sorry. Okay.
So I kind of want to touch on a topic that it was on as I was watching the film. I can only speak for how I would feel if I was you. I can't speak for how you feel. Hopefully you can project that now. You come off this magical season. You've gotten probably 5,000 college offers. You're in the process of trying to figure out which one you're going to go through. You're on this high, and this just horrible incident happened. Can you take me back, if you can, to when that moment where you felt like, dang, I just messed up, and how you just felt about that whole situation?
Felt like it was over. Like, I felt terrible, like, because that wasn't me. So if I don't know whatever y'all been through in y'all life, but if you ever got into something or did something out of your character, and you just look back on it like, dang, that wasn't me. Whether you was whatever it was. So for that one night, for me doing that, it was just like, damn, I just threw my whole life away, like I said on my thing, for one night. And I just couldn't believe it. So it was just like, when I got the second chance, I was so thirsty to do whatever I needed to do to get it, but I was already behind the ball for what I did. So my second chance was kind of like I was able to be out and do things, but as far as me making it to the league, from where I came, I didn't have a shot.
Guys, sorry to cut you off again. I keep doing this, but he's too humble to mention this, but he went on to play at Shaw College and won Player of the Year.
I was going there.
Sorry if you did your homework.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that was good. You still got to play afterwards. That was still incredible to watch.
Yeah. So where I wanted to go was like you overcame one situation, and then there's something else that pops up in that moment before you can get to Shaw.
Toledo.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Toledo. What that moment? It. I'm trying to be calm here. Like when you're doing good, you're being good, you're playing by the rules, and then something as shady as what happened to you happened. In that moment, did you feel like, um, can I be specific? Would that be okay? I don't want to ruin
Yes,
the
go ahead.
documentary.
Go ahead.
Okay. Um, when you go and you get your drug test, and obviously it's clearly a tampered test, and you know it. In the documentary, you said the vibe was off. I usually leave. They told me to stay. Like you knew it. You called your lawyer. You were set up for it. You knew something fishy was going to happen, and it happened. And that I'm as a Christian, at some point, when did like you just wanted to take vengeance on somebody because you've been doing things right, you made a mistake, you were forgiven, but it seemed like there was still a target to get you. How in that moment did you not only feel, but how did you overcome it? Because the typical for me, I could just speak for myself. Like I probably would not have handled it as good as you did.
I mean, I had the support system around me that kept me male manner because I got a little hot head at times. So I'll be, I'm an athlete. So you know how athletes is. And I used to be like, why is they on me like that? Like, why is they, like, what did I do so bad that they just own me like this? So my main thing is what I wanted to do was just get far away after I figured out that this was what was going on. And if I knew if I stayed any closer to Ohio, that they was gonna plot to get me. Even when I came home from Toledo, my lawyers told me, be good because they could do anything to get you at this point. That's why I was so aware when I went down there to take the test. Because I'm leaving out 2 days after this. So when I told him I was had to go down there, he told me, call him and let me know everything that's going on. That's why I ended up calling him right when I got downstairs to tell him because this was nothing normal. And then when I got in there and they said that I had to take a test inside, and when I got in front of the judge and she asked them and they didn't say nothing, it was just like, wow, like this really be going on in the world. And I was about to be a victim of it. If I didn't have the people behind me to fight for me to get what I got, to have that second chest in there, then I would have just been gone for 3 years.
And I thought it was a really cool moment where you had a judge that believed in you, right? That she even had the wherewithal to question. Because a lot of judges would just be like, he messed up. Oh well, his fault. But she had the wherewithal to be like, something up with this, man. Like let's get another test.
She kept saying, and why is they so much on this Mr. Football kid? Like she kept acknowledging it. She actually said that to us when we did the interview. That they just was so on you and you hadn't did nothing but do good things. So she was wondering like what's going on, but it was like an underlying story with the prosecutor and being a referee or his people. It was a whole thing that I'd have never got to the bottom of it, but it was some things that I knew nothing about that why they was on me like this.
The best part was to watch that prosecutor resign. How did that make you feel inside when you heard that? I mean, because obviously that's somebody that's after you this entire court case.
Oh, I felt great. I felt great about it.
So did I watching it. I'm not gonna lie.
I had no remorse for him resigning because it seemed like your whole career was based on me getting banked. And if I didn't get banked, you showed that you didn't want to do this no more.
Yeah.
So what did I do to you that was so bad to where you wanted to just see a kid that was doing so well go down for making one night of bad mistake? It's not like I got a rap sheet of 1,000 things I done did. That was the first thing that ever took my rap sheet besides a speeding ticket.
Yeah, real quick for everybody that doesn't know, I want you guys to go and check this out. It's on Fandango, Apple TV, Prime Video, and Google TV as well. Ray, I have another question for you. You obviously you were there when everything went down that night. You did not have a weapon on you. You didn't hurt anybody, but you were there. And then when you heard murder, that you're being charged with murder, at that age, what did your mind do to you instantly when you heard that charge?
I mean, I think that any 18-year-old that hear murder, you like your heart damn near jump out your chest. Like you like what? I couldn't believe it. Like for me going from where I was at to me standing in this courtroom or standing here in front of my lawyers and they telling me I'm facing the charge, right? For murder,
For standing there.
for being there, it was tough. Like the months leading up to that sentencing was very, very tough. But like I said, my support system, my family kept me good. We was all through this together. So if I didn't have a support system the way I had, maybe I would have sparrowed out, but I didn't. I had people that was coming that really genuinely cared and really wanted to pray over my family and pray over me and just keep me together.
One more thing I want to add real quick, Angel. You guys could definitely add us to your support system. That's for sure.
No doubt.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Both goes both ways.
So the part that got me at the documentary, I'm glad I was up at 2 a.m. crying by myself, was when, because my wife would have made fun of me, was when you got to meet the
Judge Saffold.
yeah, you got to. I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking of her name, but I was.
Her first name is
I was trying to be a
Strickland, too.
man.
Like I would have been
Trying to be a
scared
man.
walking in there with her
Yeah.
first name
Well,
Strickland.
Saffold is your name.
Yeah, you got to meet her, and then you guys embraced.
She's part of the Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
Yep.
So well, yeah. Also, too, like they had this image of her, like she's hard, she's grimy, she's gonna put you to jail. You're done.
She really is that type of person, man. But for some reason, like I said, either Lorenzo, she took this whole case completely different than when she take normal cases. If you look at her rap sheet, there's people that come in with this statue, they don't get what I got.
Yeah, I mean, her nickname was the hanging judge, and she in her office still until she retired. But when we shot the interview with her, she had the hanging judge, sign in her office like it was a badge of honor. So it was a rarity for her to connect with Ray and John and really see them for who they were.
She said it was because of an interview that John Huddleston's dad got up there and said that really changed her whole perspective of the whole situation. So shouts out to him. We always gonna love him, but it was an interview that he said that really changed her whole perspective of how she looked at us and everything that was going on.
Yeah, that part to me really was like, yeah, that hit the gut, a feeling gut, emotional gut. But what's even better was the fact that you've overcome all that and you went to Shaw University and you still played football. And then after that, you did not let any of the tragedy, any of the situation change your situation. You still stayed positive, you still stay upbeat, and you now are impacting the community. At the time of the documentary, at least, you were coaching football. Are you still doing that today?
Not like I was then. I got a 1-year-old baby.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So I had to step away from a little while to help at home because my girl is going through college right now, finishing up. Well, she just finishing up. Got her degree. So now I plan on getting back to it in the near future because my other son is 7 years old, so he's about ready.
He's about ready to just put the pads on and the helmet. You tell him go out there and run. Catch. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I mean, I enjoyed the whole movie, but seeing you coach the kids of your community like you were coached, to me, I thought it brought full circle, right? Like you could have been bitter, angry, and not want to be a light, but yet you still, in the midst of your darkness, you still expose light. And I'm pretty sure you probably impacted those kids, and you will continue to impact kids, obviously, because you want to get back into coaching, let alone your son, who's going to probably be the next Emmett Smith or Adrian Peterson or Derrick Henry. I mean, he's going to run over people. But either way, I found the documentary to be beautifully written, beautifully done film. And I loved, for me, I the vulnerability of you, who you had the world at your hand. And because, like you said, as a kid, you made one mistake and all of a sudden it was ripped from you. But yet you still came out of it like, hey, I'm still here. I'm still living. And I'm going to be this light for anyone to see that you can overcome tragedy and still be a better person for it, in spite of people trying to screw you at the end, also.
Yeah, it's I feel like that's my calling that God gave me right now. So that's what I'm pushing for. Like these kids like to see things. Everybody's on YouTube. They like to. So that's why another thing was important for us to put this out. So now they can really see it. People say it to him all day long. He was good. He was this. He was that. He could have made it. Yada yada yada. But now they see it. So when they see it, it's like, oh, so everything he's telling me, he really was that. So if they thinking about doing some things in the streets, and they've been around me for as long as they've been around me, they may think about this film and be like, no. So that's what I want and hope for that to happen. That means we winning on our side. Whether it's one kid, whether it's 5 kids, whether it's 20 kids. If they think about that film or know me or seen it from a friend or anybody, and they want to go, and their friends saying they want to do some bullshit that night, and they think about that, and they stop them or they stop their friends, and we won.
Yeah, very, very positive story. Couple more questions for Jim. I have a younger brother who loves film, who's into editing and all that fun stuff that you guys love to do behind the scenes. The process from beginning to end, how long did this movie take? And what was the toughest moment in making the film?
Great questions, Angel. So it's kind of cool for me to kind of look back and say this. My brother had a camcorder that he brought onto the field after the game, that last state championship my senior year. And so I ended up grabbing it, taking it into the locker room and on the bus home back to Benedictine after that we won. And so I kind of really look at it like I started directing this 21 years ago, on the bus ride home after that state championship, because it really was ringing in my head even that day. So for it to come full circle after thinking about it over, every single which way. But I also wrote a script in college. So while it was still kind of fresh in my mind, so I had sort of the framework for it. And, just I knew that I knew I needed to have the faith to let it play out and happen at the right time. And so I'm really glad that I did that we did that we were patient and waited for the right circumstances so that we were really able to do it on our terms completely. So does that answer the first part?
Yeah.
And so, man, the hardest part, just making sure that, Mike mentioned that, watching it for a second time, he really picked up on some more little details. Finally deciding I was done was the hardest part, because I've always been a producer in the marketing side of things, so I had a little bit of experience kind of taking creative and kind of bringing it to life. But I work off of deadlines, and hey, you got to have this done by this date. And so not really having any finality to it, it had to be done when I said it was done, or when we felt like it was done. That was daunting, because of the weight that we put on our shoulders to make sure that every single detail, every second of that, hour and 15 minutes needed to matter. And so, needing to realize, okay, I think we're done, and I think it's time to release this to the world. That was, I think, the hardest part.
One last question. You had the chance to screen, Mike was putting up some photos, the chance to screen the film with your former teammates. And I'm sure I don't know if you saw the final cut as the director, but even Ray, you can speak on this too. What was it like seeing everything? You spoke on the finality of everything. You're sitting there with obviously Bernie Kosar and some other cool people in the room and your teammates. What was that experience like, seeing everything that you guys put to work, the interviews, the cutting, the probably reshoots? Finally, you're in this room and you're watching it and it ends. What was your emotions like at that moment?
Well, me personally, I felt good about it, but felt great about it. But I still had to leave out of the room because I was crying doing it. So it was like a bittersweet moment to see all this come together and in front of everybody. It was just kind of breathtaking at the time.
Yeah. How about you, Jim?
I mean, wow. Once again, just like what Ray said, it was such a mixture of emotions. Really, it was like I explained how it felt like driving home from shoot. It was such a combination of really strong emotions at the same time. And I think it was something that we needed a few days to really come down from and really process. But the fact that this thing fractured, we were so close, and this thing fractured us into pieces. So this was the first time all of us had been back together under one roof in 20 some years. So that was so incredibly special. It was such a happy celebration. It was like, celebrating Lorenzo and his life, and really his legacy is this film, because that is who Lorenzo truly was, he put his friends and his family first over everything. And, he wasn't going to let anybody close to him even go one day with having a bad day. So it was really just, a lot of tough feelings, but for the most part, just this absolute celebration and just, joy and culmination of, a lot of tough years.
Do you have any other projects that you're thinking of working on, or?
I'm working on a couple. I'm more as a producer right now. I think taking on another project completely, it seems like daunting. I felt like it felt like climbing a mountain, this project. So, and I also think that because this was such a personal, deep story for me, it's kind of tough to think about, what would make me want to really like go all in on something again. But I do think that that'll happen at some point. But I think I've sort of, in a weird way, it sounds weird to say, but almost like I've been spoiled. In that, like, I think that I need to find something that I'm really devoted to and that I really want to pour my heart in. And, you know, we've had some conversations, you know, some different projects. And I think, you know, I need to take a little bit of time. And, this Mr. Football, we still got a lot planned and a lot to do. We've already gone to several schools and screened the movie and done Q&As, and the kids just respond to it so incredibly. So we still got a plan. We're gonna go, you know, travel to some other states around the country, and we want to get it in front of as many kids as we can. And so really want to make that the focus for now.
That's great. For sure.
A couple of things in the comments. James said that's God's mercy seeing the good in you and letting the judge see the good in you. And Rich, he's a Browns backer president. He said the Browns alumni will love to meet you guys. If that's something you guys are interested in, maybe we can connect you with Rich.
Sure.
And we got one guy, James, said that he watched it and loved it. So anything else you have, Mike? Any questions you have?
Thanks, James.
Thanks, James.
Browns backers
we definitely tapped in with them.
yeah.
Yeah, they got a big event coming up here.
They got a big event.
With lots of Browns alumni. Yeah, June 6th.
13th. 6th is the
Oh,
Josh
that's
Cripps
6th.
event.
Yeah, that's right.
And the 13th is a bowling event. Yeah.
It's out in Canton. I usually have the flyer up to advertise for him, but I did not tonight. So I'm
we
a
wanted to
horrible
make it all
producer,
about
Jim.
Mr. Football. It was all about Mr.
Yeah,
Football.
I'm not the greatest producer, Jim. Sorry.
But if you guys are interested in that event coming out, it'll be Browns alumni. You can meet Rich, and there should be some other Browns backer guys there too. They normally mix and mingle together. And we'll be there. The Bearded Browns podcast will be there getting stuff. So you can meet us face to face. Mike can send you that info. It'll be great to have you down there, kind of mingle, maybe do some connections where you can continue to shed the light of this beautiful movie you guys worked so hard on.
I almost just slipped up and said who might be there too.
Yeah, that's why I stopped talking about it.
Yeah, good thing. Right before the show, we got some news, and I'm not going to spoil it. So, but I want to thank you guys personally. Honestly, unfortunate things had to happen for this film to be created. It's very unfortunate, but what a great movie. And it was, like I said, it was great to meet you guys at the Crunch game and talk to you for a little bit and move forward. This documentary is not just about one person. It's about a group of people that overcame a huge part of their life. And everybody got to take that in consideration. Anything at the drop of a dime could happen and completely ruin you. And that's what this kind of lets you know. So think wisely.
Not only that, I think that they are probably still battling with some unforgiveness or some bitterness, but they're still here battling. You know, they're still here being a positive, shedding light, trying to do good. I believe that all things work out for good for those who follow God, or, you know, you try to do good. I think good will come back to you. And I really think that if you guys, whoever's hearing this, watching this, go right now. Well, probably now. It's probably too late in Ohio for you guys. You're probably getting your kids ready for bed. But this weekend, put it in your calendar to watch Mr. Football. Download it, buy it, and you won't. It's the best 77 minutes that you'll experience. Listen, I didn't watch TV. There's things on my list because I have a 9. Well, she's going to be 10, 7, and a 1-year-old. I have not watched TV in years, Mike. Years. Okay. There's Daredevil and Disney Plus season 2 just waiting for me to watch. And I can't watch it because by the time I watch it, I'm too tired to even keep my eyes open. But I was like, I'm going to stay up and watch this movie, and I'm glad I did.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got a PlayStation and an Xbox and a 13-year-old, so I sat right here and watched it twice.
Yeah, it's a battle for the TV. So like when the kids go to bed, my wife is down there watching some. She always beats me, so she's watching some, whatever. Yes, I don't know, some drama show on Netflix. But
Yep.
I'm just upstairs, like I guess I'll do some podcast stuff. But thank you guys again. If you have a project or if you have something going on, shoot us a message. We'll have you guys on to promote whatever you're promoting. It was a
Is there
blessing
anything you
having
guys got
on
going on
today.
now? Any upcoming events for you guys as of now?
No, I ain't got no events going on, but I got some things I want to do for Guinea League. But I'll talk to you later about it, Mike, so we can put something together.
For sure.
Yeah, and then just we're supporting our brother Teddy. Got expansion team with the Aviators. Got a lot of momentum and excitement down in Columbus. So so we got some things going on with there's some just being his friend and supporting him is one thing, but there's some crossover with Mr. Football and doing some community events. So we got some stuff coming up over the summer with Teddy and the Aviators. We're looking forward to it.
We should go down there and watch a game, Mike.
You have to.
We got 2 Bird home games. I think one this weekend on Saturday, and the next one is next week on Sunday. So let us know.
We'll get you tickets. We got you.
I'll be in Florida. I have to wait till next year. I'm going. My family's forced me to go to Disney, but I'll be chasing around a 1-year-old. They're like, "You gonna go because he doesn't ride rides and you don't ride rides. You guys are partners." I'm like, "Great, I'm gonna spend money chasing my kid when I could do it at home." But thank you guys so much. It's a blessing. Again, we'll link up. I'll send you Rich's number. He's a Browns Bracker guy, and then maybe you guys can come down and Canton do some promo down there, and you guys can link up with people. Appreciate you.
Awesome.
Yeah,
thanks, fellas. Appreciate you. Go Browns.
Go Browns.
Yeah, go Cavs tonight.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot the Cavs.
Let's go. I will talk to you guys soon. I appreciate again you guys coming on, and we'll definitely link up here soon and get some things going. Be great.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Football, ladies and gentlemen. Again, go check it out. You can get it on Fandango at home, Apple TV, Prime Video, and Google TV. And if Jim will give me one of those jerseys, I'll buy the movie 17 times. I'm kidding.
Benedictine production of Lorenzo's jersey. So he's always with us.
That is awesome. I didn't even notice that. I couldn't really see the number at all, so I didn't even put that together either. Dang, dude.
Nice powder blue and white, man.
That's right.
I could have been that, but I chose green and yellow.
So it worked out for us.
What's that?
It's Aviators colors too, so it worked out for us.
Oh, it is.
You got a little red in there, but
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Awesome,
Thanks,
guys.
All right, appreciate it.
We'll see you guys soon. That was awesome.
Yeah, that's a good movie, man. I felt like, I know I said 77 minutes on when I clicked it, but it didn't feel that long. It was well put together.
And I really don't know how to the movie was so good. It really is. And I didn't want to give too much away on the show.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want you guys to tell the whole movie, because I want you guys to go get it.
Yeah. I seriously, man, I can sit here with my eyes glued open and watch it again. I might watch it again tonight.
I mean, there was a lot of ups and downs. Like it was like a roller coaster. And for Jim to kind of dictate that in the film was like really cool to see, like the emotion. Like you kind of felt like you were a part of that school, because I like how they opened up with talking how the school was formed and the purpose of the school, and how that's when he said he wanted Benedictine to be a character in the movie. They did that from the jump. So it's well put together, really well put together. I recommend it for sure.
Yeah, without giving too much away, definitely worth the watch. Definitely check it out. Weekends. Oh, it's only Tuesday. I was going to say the weekend's coming up, but man,
it's a long week. It's always a long week when you're about to go on vacation, right? The longest week is the week before vacation, where it's like every day feels like 84 hours. It's like, man, I just want to go home and just get this day over with. But
I've been on vacation for a week and a half.
I've been mowing my lawn every day.
Best vacation of my life.
Hey, yeah, you didn't get a vacation for what, 10, 13 years or so?
15.
So many 15 years. So you're kind of like, I'm making up for it, man.
Yeah.
Making up for it. You want to talk about next week's show, though?
Yeah, really quick. I want to bring something up. Everybody, we do have a Patreon now. You can go on there and support us, and we have you can become a club member. James Frank was actually our first club member, and there's going to be some things that come along with that. You'll be able to get access to our Discord, which we're going to start being on a lot more this year. There's going to be a lot of in-game chatter in there, as well as some other things going on. You'll get first dibs on events that we have coming up, and some other exclusive offers. We're going to probably be doing some behind-the-scenes stuff here soon as well, especially from like our events coming up. It'll be kind of cool to join. And then we post our socials and all that on there. Everything that we post usually goes on there as well. But there's going to be a members only section as well. But be sure to check us out. But yeah, next week we have G Bush coming on, guys. And
From the Barbershop Podcast.
and it's going to be great. I mean, he obviously just interviewed somebody special.
Oh, his name is Dion. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him.
Yeah.
Dion
Dion.
Sanders. Yeah,
Oh, it is Sanders. Oh, okay.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't know that. Wow. Never
Who's
met him.
that guy?
Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be a big show. He's gonna be on. I'm sure he's gonna give it his thoughts on the quarterback situation and the team situation. I'm gonna try to tune in if I'm by a pool, but most likely I will be again chasing a kid. But that I would honestly tune in next week, man. You guys don't want to miss this.
I like him. I like his reaction. I like how serious he is. And I mean, not serious. I'm not going to say serious. He doesn't care what other people think.
Yeah.
I'll let you know his opinion, which is great. And that's what we do here as well. So like, I'm going to let you know my opinion. It's 8:46. We just got done with a great interview. Who's ready to watch the Cavs beat the Knicks?
Cavs Knicks game 1 in New York. Hopefully they win. Set the tone early. It's
game 1.
Yeah, that would help a lot. Maybe people will stop talking about quarterbacks for a couple weeks if Cavs are winning and going to the finals.
Yes.
But yeah, just a couple of things, man. The G Bush 13th, June 13th in Canton. Bowling, Toys for Tots. On the 6th, Josh Cribbs is going to be at
Tuscarawas, Shenanigans
for autographs. We'll
Dover,
be there.
In Dover. That's in Dover.
Yeah, in Dover, yeah. So, go there, get Josh Cribbs, meet Josh Cribbs, shake his hand, get an autograph.
Tell him to come back.
And then go to Canton the week after and then bowl. And then you get to meet some alumni there. It's going to be a fun. After being off for a year, I felt like I was off. I couldn't do too much last year because you have a 1 year, less than 1 year at home. Your wife is like, no, stay home, jerk. I was like, it's just, I'm going to try to do as many events as possible. I'm ready to bust out of my home. So whatever event you have, if you want to invite me, please do. I'm desperate to get out of my house. But we're going to do a lot of cool stuff. What's up, Dave? We're going to do a lot of cool stuff this summer.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming up this summer, guys.
That's why you need to sign up for our Patreon, right?
Yeah, we are actually trying to plan a couple events actually, at Dick's House of Sport, guys, out in Strong. So be sure to check them out as well. Great people out there. Me and Angel will be there this Sunday as well. I think. I'm pretty sure we will be there this Sunday. Yes. But yeah, that's about all I got. We got camps coming up. So look forward to some news coming out. Hopefully soon we'll get something. That'd be great. Obviously quarterback controversy will never stop in Cleveland. So look forward to a lot of that. And then I'm really looking forward to what these wide receivers are going to be able to do on the field. That's my biggest hope for this year. And the offensive line, obviously.
Right, definitely. That's what I was going to say. I'm more interested in how fast the offensive line is going to gel. And because obviously we saw last year, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is if the offensive line sucks, right? All the quarterbacks stunk behind that offensive line because they didn't have any time to really process. So it'll be fun to see that happen if that happens. We'll be here covering it Tuesday, Saturdays.
Yes, 7:30 p.m. Tuesday. Wow, I just went dyslexic there for a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tuesday 7:30, Saturdays 10 a.m. for the Browns Morning Brew. Be sure to join us, guys. We will be here every day talking about Browns football.
We love it.
All right.
So don't forget Saturday 10 a.m. Tuesday G Bush 7:30. Until next time, like always,
Go
Browns.
Browns.
Sign up for our Patreon, people.
Do it. Do it now.